Like many people just said before, I am not a native of Charlotte. Oh, walk to the center, sorry. Okay. So, July 2014, I moved to Charlotte from Philadelphia. After finishing graduate school, all I had was hope, faith, and clothes. All my clothes, okay? So, during the 6 months of unemployment, I consigned and sold most of my clothes. That allowed me to put some money in my pocket and put some more clothes in my bag that I lost. I've recently begun to notice that the clothes that I bought 5 years ago are now recycling and resurfacing themselves into the stores that I shop at today and are being featured in magazines. So I'm thinking to myself, I got an idea on my hands. Black Shells is an e-commerce-based pop-up fashion retailer specializing in moderate to luxury menswear. The vision of Black Shells is to be a premier global menswear and streetwear fashion reseller who connects culture to luxury. So there are many of people like myself and my friends who love to go to different events, love to go to different fashion shows, but we often find ourselves at these places probably once a month. We plan to target 18 to 45-year-old men who minimally spend $500 to $3,000 a month on menswear and streetwear. Our customers follow trends but tend to be trendsetters. They are travelers, socially active, enjoy nightlife and concerts. We are our customers. The need. My business partners and I stumbled upon the idea while creating a clothing line, right? So I have a passion for fashion, but I know that that market is pretty crowded, but I know that I could not find a consignment shop or a retailer specializing in menswear. We noticed that the growth in menswear is fueled by greater focus on a personal appearance and experiment with styles and brands. More men are beginning to align themselves with luxury brands, and luxury brands are beginning to recycle. So you'll see your bomber jackets like you saw with your Gucci and the apparel. You'll see Balmain, you'll see Yeezy, who is also doing a lot of things right now. Market validation. High quality resale is a $175 billion industry right now, and it's growing. So I'm capitalizing on it at the right time. It is among the fastest growing segments in retail alongside menswear. Last year, popular retailer Nordstrom grew its men's offering by 26%. J. Crew grew its men's offerings by 68%. So a lot of these companies like Dolce & Gabbana, Gucci are beginning to create standalone flagship stores because they know that the growth in menswear is happening. What's our solution? When customers clean out their closet, they make room to fill their closet with fresh new items. For customers accustomed to buying new, strong resale value only makes them more likely to keep buying a brand. So someone had mentioned, what's the loyalty factor? Men are more loyal to brands than women are. So we find something that we like, we keep buying it, right? If it's broke, don't fix it. So our goal is to offer trendy and quality exclusive limited inventory. That's the key, to keep the inventory very small. So we're looking at only 10 to 20 pieces, right? We want to build the exclusivity up for the people to buy them things so they can get out. We don't want to keep any inventory in-house. That's how we make our money. Curate unique consigning experiences. So I mentioned that it's a pop-up. We plan to do a pop-up each month in different cities that will garner the attention of the people that are like us, that would also create more factors of clothing and different types of clothing that we could not find potentially in Charlotte. Durham is one of the fastest growing reseller markets right now. So we will go to Durham and have a pop-up shop. We will go to New York, Philadelphia, Texas, Atlanta, to gather all those inventories to create an inventory that are for the customer that we are looking for. Get a vibrant fashion community through pop-up. Get more use out of the moderate luxury clothing in the ecosystem. So that creates a whole new system. When people begin to realize that their clothing has value, they are more likely to buy clothes that has value. That increases more money in their pockets, so they can resell it. Sample inventory. I want to bring attention to 4 items right there. So off-white varsity jacket, the Yeezy boots. These are items that me and my network of friends already have right now. And you already see what the resale price that we would sell them for. The business model, 30 to 50% markup. We will also include a $20 monthly entry fee for the pop-up events. The entry fee forecast we're looking at is about $4,800 annually. And if we look at some profit forecasts, we're looking at $77,292, which includes the entry fee for 12 months, and about $115,938 for 18 months. Some other numbers that you guys want to hear. So, our pop-up and consigning expenses are about, we look at consigning expenses to be about 30%. So we will offer the seller 30% to 50%, all right? So our other fees that would include our pop-up events. So we're looking at about $2,000. Any questions? Got cut off. Any questions? I can answer some more.
Jerome, you're in a very competitive field. There's no doubt about it. Just the people you mentioned. What do you think it's going to take you to get started? I mean, to finance this project here?
We just need the items. We need the clothes. The thing about being a reseller and it's based e-commerce, all we have to do is buy the items. And many of us already have the items in our closets.
Well,
so
pop-up stores aren't free. I mean,
say it again?
Your pop-up stores are also costly.
Oh, no. The pop-up store would just be renting out spaces. We're not buying any property.
So the pop-up stores, is that like you grow it, or is it you go to Dallas for a pop-up event and then you go to New York for a pop-up event?
Correct.
And Dallas shuts down.
Yeah.
And you move to New York.
Right.
How do you get the clothes from place to place?
Well, the clothes will be, we will have the consigners bring the items. So the entry fee is them coming to the actual event and bringing their items to consign. So we keep the items, that's the inventory. From there, the customers will essentially buy those items while they're there. And then as far as the inventory, we'll keep those inventory and take it with us to the next, whatever that we have left over, we'll take to the next city with us.
Okay. All right. And that's once a month?
Once a month
only.
only.
You'll have those pop-up events?
Yeah, and then we'll feature the other aspects of it on the website. So they can also purchase items from the website as well.
Okay. So there is an online store?
Yeah, it's mainly online.
Okay. Okay.
I think you mentioned that kind of the minimum level when you defined the market you were looking at was people who spend at least $500 a month on these items, right? Can you define that target market by age, by annual income, by any way other than what they spend?
They tend to be people who spend a lot of money just on clothes, right? So they may be college students. They may work in finance and banking. They may be investors. I was in college buying $500 pairs of shoes and jackets because that's what I was into. There are people now who will do the same thing because they like fashion. And there is a market for that.
So I'm trying to translate that. I'm trying to figure out what percentage of the market is available to you, which has some relationship to what their income is. So if you tried to put it in income terms, these are people with annual incomes at or in excess of what?
We could say $35,000 and up. $500, you can, 2 pairs of sneakers and a jean can give you $500 for menswear, honestly.
Jerome, if you were able to move to the next module, what would you do with the time and the money?
The time would be to build the customers, and then the money would to buy the inventory. The biggest piece and aspect of our business is having inventory and quality and exclusive inventory. So if I go back to a slide here, that's possible. The Yeezy 750 Boost. Many people have probably heard of the Yeezy sneakers. They retail for about $350. So many people are buying them at retail price and then reselling them on their own. However, the exclusive ones, they're not able to get access to. So because we are buying certain items that are exclusive and that are unique, that's what sets us apart from other different luxury resellers out there.
Jerome, do you have a team?
Yes, it's myself and another member who is not here today. So we are primarily the people are the creatives. So right now I'm working with Mr. Rock, and he has forced me to do the business aspect of it. So that's the part that I'm not the best at, but I am definitely one of the creatives of the business.
So with regard to your demographic, your target customer, have you done hard research on that to identify them and, by either career or, we talked a little bit earlier about their income levels, and so you can dial that in a little bit more specifically?
We've done a little bit of research. The reason why I said that it ranges because, again, the market of 18 to 45-year-old, you have streetwear that retails for, like I said, $395 for a jacket. Now, depends on the individual. So these individuals are buying items and reselling them because they know that there's a market for it, but they also have an appreciation for quality clothing. So I really can't give you an exact estimate of who that number or what that number will look like or who those people are because it ranges across the demographic. So my father may not purchase a pair of Yeezys, but my uncle would. So, and they both are the same age. So it kind of varies. All right, thank you.